Alright guys, this week we're going to create a project that looks like the original Simon game, but we're going to call it Follow Me. So first thing you're going to do is open up Xcode and wait. Okay. And then start a new Xcode project. Now this one we're going to go back to iOS, so iOS application and single view. Now we're going to call it Follow Me. And everything else is good. Oh, I'm sorry, for devices, we're going to set this for the iPhone. And then next. And I'm going to drop mine under examples. Ta-da! Alright, then go over here and click on storyboard. And there it goes. And so here's our little iPhone. Alright, now for our lights, we're going to use buttons. So over here in the bottom right, you want to scroll down to button. Grab one of those, pop it on the screen, and you can pop it and put it anywhere. And I think by default yours goes to this little icon and you have these options. We want to go over here to size options and we want to change this, let me move my mouse, to 128 by 128. Sweet! And then we go back to the other options. Alright, and then once there, we want to go down to the view section and find background. And we want to do other, and we want to change it to red. Sweet! And we also, now get rid of that, want to go here and take the text out of here. And then we have our first button. Hooray! Alright, once you've got that, make sure that you have it highlighted so you see those little things. And now we're going to duplicate it. Now, you can use the keys and hit Command D and duplicate it. So Command D, and now I have two. Or you can go up and hit, so make sure you highlight it, hit Edit, Duplicate, and that will also duplicate it. So I'm going to move these over here. I was kind of trying to see where the center of the screen was. I'll just do that. And then I'm going to Control D, drag that one over here. And I'll leave them like that for now. But we also need to change the colors. So we want to change one. All right, where's the view at? There we go. And gotta be careful, don't hit that little scroll bar on mine. We'll turn one yellow. And then this one will do blue, and this one will do green. Hooray! Alright, so now we're all set. Now, I'm just going to switch mine around a little bit because I want my stuff to be exactly like it is in the book. And I'm all good. Alright, so there we go. Alright, now with that done, now we need to highlight all four of these. So I'm going to click on the first one. To select it. I'm going to hold Command down, and then I'm going to click on the other three. Alright, and now I have them all selected, and I have let go of the Command button. Now you're going to hit Editor, Embed in, View. And now you've kind of got them all there, and now you can kind of like line it up perfectly to be exactly in the middle of the screen. So that's just kind of a neat little trick that you can kind of move everything around to line the entire project up. Alright, now something the book points out. Obviously in our stuff everything is all centered, but if I hit Sim and run it for the iPhone 6, wait for it. Oh, really? Our stuff is off center. And if you look at the book, obviously this down here is actually generated in a 600 by 600 view, where obviously that's not the same for the iPhone. So it's perfectly normal for that to look like that. So I'm going to go back to Simulator, quit Simulator. Alright, now we're good. Alright, to fix this, because we have our container view, and these are all contained in the container, we're going to apply constraints to the container itself, and that way we only have to do constraints to one object instead of doing constraints for all four. So first thing we want to do is make sure we highlight the container view. So if you click, and it may take you a couple things because we want to see just the container itself. There we go. So now the container is highlighted, and that's what we want. All right, so with the container itself highlighted, we're going to go down here to this middle option, the align. Oh, I'm sorry, this one here, the align. And we're going to, all right, where'd my button go? What the? All right, so we want that one and we want that one. So we want to add those two constraints. All right, and why am I keep losing my button? All right, boop, boop, and then hit add. Add these two constraints. Click that. And then we have this button. Now, theoretically, if I run the simulator, I'm still screwed up. What the? All right, let's see what we're doing wrong here. All right, keep in mind as you're doing this, you can always go down here and click this little box and see your constraints. And you can see I've got too many constraints because I keep clicking this weird stuff. So just highlight one of the, I got X and Y. So I'm going to go to Y and hit delete. I'm going to go to X, hit delete, so that I only have 1 and 1. And then you can get rid of that by clicking this little button down here. And now I'm back to normal. Then I can grab the window, move it back to the middle. All right, so all I did was I went back and made sure that I clicked on my window, my container, the container itself, and then I don't know if it helped, but I clicked on the container this so that I'm sure that the container is selected. I opened this up too. If you're on view, so now you're in the view container, if I'm on a button, obviously that's bad, so I want to go on view. And then I went in here and I added my constraints. And now I just have one for it both. And now when I run the simulator, wait for it. Oh, what? Come on, I just did this. It worked fine. Oh, it's going to make me cry. All right, so again, I'm going to get rid of that. Get rid of that. Hit view, so I have that. That's not good. Alright, and put those both, even though that's where they're already at. And then here, I don't believe you have to do anything. So I will do items of new, we'll just do all frames in the container and add. And obviously that's not going to work. So I want to hit Command Z, and that'll bring my stuff back. But now watch this. If I hit run simulator, now it works. Now if I close that, and now I run the simulator, alright, why does it keep working? It's driving me nuts. Alright, I have the exact same two constraints. So apparently what you need to do is, hold on, let me get rid of these constraints. Delete, delete. So now I don't have any constraints, so my stuff should all be all messed up again. Okay, all messed up. Hit view so that you have that selected. Align, click those two, and then change this to all frames in the container, and then add those constraints, and then hit Command Z, and now everything should line up. So why it works that way, I have no idea. And now it doesn't. Well, so I'm going to fiddle with this again and do the exact same thing and get it to work. All right, so again, I took off the constraints and I highlight that sucker. All right, why do I have two views? Oh my gosh, now I'm really funked up. That must be the entire screen. That's that. All right, I'm going to click on that to make, come here, you little sucker. Apparently you have to do use canvas values, all frames, add the two constraints, Command Z, and now will work? No. Alright, let's get rid of these. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video here and I'm just going to keep screwing around with this until I fix it. Alright, so now everything works. So, run simulator again. Ta-da! Now, let me show you what I did this time. That's totally not in the book. So let me get rid of these constraints. And now watch, now it'll all funk up. If it funks up this time, I don't care. All right, click on view. So make sure view is selected, and then align, pick these two. I'm going to say use current, and then I hit that one, and then I did, and then Control Z, click on the white space, and wait for it. And now it's all funked up. So, and once you get it to where you want it, stay there. All right, I'm gonna go fix mine and then we'll move on. All right, assuming you got that all fixed up, now you're gonna hit the view controller Swift, and now we're gonna code. So instead of typing this all in and making you stare and watch my bad typing skills, you're gonna start on page 231 of your book and type all of that code that goes to the very end of 235. If you're lucky, maybe I'll include that in a text file, but I don't know. I think you guys might need to practice. So we'll just stop this here and let you guys code. All right, assuming you got all the code in and you have no errors, let me just go back through mine, make sure, good. All right, now we want to hit main storyboard, but now what we want to do is we want to line up the storyboard and the code so that we can kind of link those two together. So I'm going to go to View, Assistant Editor, Show Editor, and make sure this editor on the right kind of shows up. And then now, if for some reason this doesn't show up and you just get a blank window, just click over here, like click in the window, and then click over here on the view controller, and that'll pop that in. All right, and then I'm going to go up to the scroll up to the top. All right, and you can see I've linked one already, but I have 3 more that I need to link. Now remember, I linked these when the video wasn't playing just to make sure that it worked, but we need to link the green, blue, and yellow buttons. So I'm going to grab this at the top, move it over, and then I can grab the, you want to click on this little dot there and then drag that to green, and then that's linked. And then blue, that's linked, and then yellow, that's linked. All right, once you're done with that, then we need to make a few minor changes. So with the red button selected, go over here, and you can actually get rid of this now for a moment. Go over here to the attributes and make sure this one is clicked here, the attribute setting, and we want to look for tag, and there it is. So we want to change this tag to 1. So remember, our code does like 1, 2, 3, 4. So red is going to be 1. So I'm going to add 1 to that. And then we need to do, I think green is 2. Yeah, so green is going to be 2. And then blue is 3. Yeah, I got all excited there. And yellow is 4. Hooray! All right, next we got to set it up so that they touch properly, so that obviously the controller knows when we touch it. So what we're going to do is go down here at the bottom left and bring up this. And now if you right click, actually I think you can just right click this and you'll get that window. You want to look for touch drag inside. So touch drag inside. No, hold that thought. Right click, you want touch up inside. So touch up inside and make sure you move it over to that little thing and then drag that to where it says view controller. Boom. And then you should get that. And I'll get rid of that. And now, come on, do that for the other ones too. So I need to right click this button, touch up inside, scroll over, make sure I don't screw that up. View controller, boom. Close that, wait. Come on, close. All right, blue button, right click, touch up inside. That was some mouse problems. Boom. And then yellow. Actually, I'm just going to right click there, touch up inside. Hooray! All right, then the last thing we're going to do, I'm going to get rid of that window, and I'm going to click each button, and I'm looking for a setting called Shows Touch on Highlight in the Attributes section. There it is, Shows Touch on Highlight. So click that. And basically, obviously, it'll just highlight it when you touch it, so like kind of like giving you feedback that you know you've touched it. All right. All right, assuming everything went good, let's see if that works. If I hit play, it'd be a miracle if my windows, oh, they are lined up. So I click on it, and I'm waiting for another one to move. And I'm not seeing anything move. Come on, do something. Hooray! So it looks like we still got some issues. But as long as you get that far, I'm good. I'll look into this. I'll let you guys know what I find, why that's not running, or what minor thing we need to change. I'll let you guys know in class. Dope! Alright, figured out what I did wrong. Why it's not working. Basically, you want to split that screen, and I swear they didn't mention this book, at least I didn't read that. So go back to your 4 buttons, and if you right click, yours should not have anything here. Like you should just have all blank circles. And you're like, oh crap, so it didn't look like I do anything. So what you want to do is do this for all 4 buttons, drag that back to view controller, and then when button touch shows up, click it. And then that'll put the button touched control on there. So that's what we weren't doing. We weren't clicking that. So do that for the other buttons, and again, I'll walk you through. Just right click, grab that one there from touch up inside, drag it to view controller, click on button touched, and that'll link it, and then it should look like that. And now when we run this, so I'm going to make that smaller, run, wait for it. Alright, so yellow blinked, I click on yellow, yellow blink, yellow green, yellow green green, yellow green green, yellow green green green, and you get the idea. So now my stuff all works, I can quit, and you guys should be good with your project. So now, because I just showed you the fix, you have to make sure your project works. Alright, other than that, and I don't know what I'm going to do about the code. I don't know if I'm just going to give it to you guys to copy and paste or just give you a big picture of it. But obviously the code in the book does not work. All kinds of issues with that. So I guess you'll figure out in class. Alright, have a good one.